Good morning, everybody. How you doing? What a week it's been. We had the Stamp Out Breast Cancer Fundraiser. It only happens once a year, and this past weekend it happened. And Saturday I stayed home and caught the Pats. This is my Phuket mug. I think this one's my favorite. I grab this one every week. But I'm going to give you guys a second to log on, and I'm going to share this over into the creative group. I bet you that half the people that follow me didn't expect me to be on this morning because it was a crazy weekend again. But hang on one sec. Let's see if I can find it and share it over. There we go. Share in a group. Boy, this is taking me a minute this morning. Hopefully I can get over there. Sometimes if that happens, I can't get the group at all. There it is. Yay! Okay, so we're there. Good morning. If you're here, please say hi because I can see that there's a couple people here, but I can't see who. And good morning. We got coffee. Oh, I got a few projects to share with you from last week. Even though it was a crazy weekend and I've done no design work since the event, we raised almost $8,000. I keep hoping that somebody will look at that $7,933 number and say they need to raise $800 and donate. If anybody places a donation under that link to donate, we're still sending out the directions for the 5 projects. Actually, I can actually show you those projects. Hang on. Let's, I'm just going to take a walk so I don't want to make anybody dizzy. But they're up on my display board because I took them to the craft fair. So those are the 5 projects that you get directions for when you make a donation. So, good morning again. So now I'm going to have to make you dizzy. Sorry. All right, so we're back in place. Whew. It was fun. It's good to go for walks. If you haven't taken a walk today, definitely if you're at your desk, if you're at your house, it's raining out, it's a crappy day, but still get up and walk every hour and drink your water and take your vitamins because that's what I'm doing. And since it's October, go for a mammogram, self-exams, mammograms. This year, our keynote speaker happens to be one of the people that helps me organize the event every year. She's a friend who actually moved to the town that I live in, and she talked about her journey and how they caught it early last year. She went for her mammogram, and she said, although it's stressful when you go through it, she said she almost doesn't feel like a survivor because she said that it was quick. They caught it early. They went in, they took care of it, and she's done. So, yeah. And that's one of the 3 people, there were originally, there are so many people that helped this event. I want to say there's upwards of 30, 35, 40 people that volunteer their time, their supplies. They give us raffle items. Like I said, Rhonda gave me $200 to pass on for gift cards. To Stampin' Up, so that if you're a customer and you're in the room and you win, you tell me who your demonstrator is and they get the money to place the order. So cool. We had gift baskets. My friend Christina made a Halloween one that I was eyeballing. We had blankets. Actually, I have a blanket in the other room that I won. I've won a couple of blanket and pillow sets that I am passing on to a person that came to the event who really wanted them. So I put them in a big bag this morning and I'm sending them out to her. So that was really cool. Awesome event. So how about if we do some crafting? I feel like I have been so tied up in all of these, the fundraiser, that I haven't had a lot of time to craft. This I did in club last week, and can you guess what it is? Anybody? Well, I wish my box math girl was on. She might be late. Oh no, box math. This is box math that everybody can do. I posted a meme to the group, to the creative group a couple weeks ago that said something like, what do you get when you divide the circumference of a pumpkin by its diameter? And it says pumpkin pie. I'll show myself out. But this says, you make me smile. There are 4 different ones on the table. This originally came from my friend Rhonda, and this had ribbon on it. She gave me this box, and I copied it. So it's a Cooper Soul, super cool box. I'm gonna flip the camera and stop talking for just 1 second. Hang on 1 minute. You can see that my table's already a mess. We're just gonna get it on the clip and get it to stop shaking, and maybe move the table down a little bit. I got so much stuff on my table. Good morning, Mary Jo. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Jen. Hi, Mary. Sorry, Mary, I couldn't chat this morning. All right, I think we're on the clip and we're not sideways anymore, so that's a good sign. Okay, so these are, what I'm going to show this morning are from last week's club. And like I said, my good friend Rhonda came up with this box, and she sent me this one. And I thought it was so darn cute, I wanted to remake it. So I took the stuff that's coming out Friday, that Christmas rose bundle, and made my own rendition of it. This was just, I posted a graphic of this. Underneath, I just used dimensionals. And you can see I don't peel them all off. I only peel off 3 or 4 to stick it down, but I wanted you to be able to see back there to see how it works. Hey, Debbie! God bless you. Good morning, friend. And when you open the box, see how all of the tabs are like tucked in? So this box has the best measurements ever. And I want to make it from scratch with you, but I want to give you some tips and tricks first. So when I was making this box last week with Club, we were making them with a bunch of people around the table. And so cutting them down one at a time seemed kind of silly to me. So let's start. We'll start, and I'll show you like from the beginning. So this is the new trimmer. And I actually haven't peeled the plastic off yet. I would assume that you're going to peel the plastic off. We'll do it later. Seems like it's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to take this arm out and extend it so that I can see where the 8-inch marker is. And then I'm going to take my 8.5 by 11 and just cut a 1/2 inch off. So I'm going to cut it down to 8. And this blade is different than the last paper cutter. It's really nice. Instead of pushing into your paper cutter, you're going to just pull and push, but no pressure on this. If you push down, it will dull the blade faster. But I will tell you, these blades are amazing. Oh, my phone is telling me I have jury duty tomorrow. Can you see how awesome that blade is? If you look at it based on the old paper cutter and you compare them, this one, it's a lot thicker, and it cuts like a champ. So that's the first. And I have some news for you guys. This paper cutter is going to be available on Friday, November 1st. The blades will not be available until sometime in January. So you can buy your paper cutter with a cutting blade and a scoring blade on Friday if you're a customer. And I would say don't worry, because you're not going to need blades for a bit. It's super sharp. As long as just don't push into your cardstock. Just glide across and you're good. So I've been cutting with that for a couple weeks now, and I haven't needed a blade yet. So this box, let's take a look at one that's cut down, because all I did was I cut an 8.5 by 11 down to 8, right? So then you're going to cut your paper in half. But if you're making more than one box at a time, I prefer to do my scoring first, but I want to show you how it breaks down on a small piece first because it'll be easier for your brain. So what you're going to do is you're going to score on all sides at 1 inch. Do you see? Like at the 1 inch marker. And then you're going to score on the long side at 3.5 and 3.5. Now, my 4.5 fell on the floor 2 seconds before I went live. So I'm going to have to find it. These babies are not available to order. So call demo support and tell them you want them to be available to order because I keep losing mine and we keep losing ours. So if this is 1 and 3.5, the 4.5 and 7 is just 1 and 3.5 from that side. So this whole box is based on the measurements 1 and 3.5, and that's after you cut 1/2 inch off. So with that, I'm going to take this side, which is technically the long side once I cut it in half, and I'm going to score the length. So 7 and 4.5, again, is 1 and 3.5 from the edge, and 3.5 and 1 from that edge, right? So then I'm going to cut it, I'm going to score it at 1 and 1. This is if you're going to make more than 1. And then we'll bring the trimmer in and I'll cut this again in half at 5.5. Measure twice, cut once, right? Just slide it across. Oh my gosh, it's such a great cut. I've seen a couple people cut 2 with them. And the price point's awesome. They're only 25 bucks. All right, so now we're gonna go back in and put the last 1 inch score marker on it. Oops, I jumped ship there at the end. How I try to make it so that I don't jump ship is I turn the board so that it's going towards my hand the way my arm goes down and up, so that I'm much more likely to stay in the, if it's perfectly straight, which I was trying to do for the video, I'm much more likely to roll on a river and go outside. Okay, so I can put the scoreboard away for a minute, and then I'll show you how we cut these. And we can have a little chat. Hopefully I can see your chat. I'm gonna see. I got all your hellos so far. Okay, so first thing I told everybody is to take this box and to cut up just the 4 long sides. So up to the 1 inch mark on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, because of the way this box assembles, if anything gets trimmed to make the box fit tighter on the bottom, I'm going to want the inside pieces to get trimmed. So these long pieces equate to here, and they would be the long side of the box. So I don't want to trim anything that's on the long side of the box because that might mess with the integrity of my box, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da, da, da. This is so fun. I love hanging out with you in the morning. This might take a minute because I'm going to trim it down again. But this is kind of the important stuff when you're making your box. I have a few people in my stamp club that go to Florida in the winter and they won't be able to see this project. So I decided I was going to do my club projects during my live. So on the inside, this little, my dentist started crafting with me this week. So I laugh. I'm calling these teeth. You want to flip up the 3 little teeth, just the 1 inch marker. And you're going to cut these you're going to cut like a little triangle slice from the 1/8 inch out to the corner. So that if anything needs to be adjusted, it's these little buggers on the side that we're not going to see. When you're thinking about recreating this box, a good way to look at the box and know what you need to measure when you measure it with a ruler, it's 2.5 inches wide. So 2.5 plus 1. 2.5 plus 1 is 3.5. So that's why you score at 1 and 3.5 and 1 and 3.5. And if you had forgotten to cut it down to 8 instead of, and kept it 8.5, this middle would have been 1.5 and the box wouldn't sit flat. So to make it be able to have all the measurements add up to 8, that's why you had to cut that down so that this wouldn't be 1.5. So I cut out the teeth in the middle, and then I'm going to cut 4 more pieces. I'm going to cut the inside of the other 4 teeth. 1, 2, 3, right? My phone keeps popping up that I have jury duty tomorrow. Hopefully I don't get called out for a big case or I won't be able to come back. There's going to be a week coming up that I'm going to miss. I'm vending at a crop in November, but I will make sure that I have something scheduled for you guys on Tuesday, some sort of pre-recorded video instead. Okay. So now my cutout pieces are in the middle on both sides, and then the little notches are only on the inside of my box, okay? So then we're gonna do box math, and of course I buried my glue, so I'm just gonna stand up and grab one. When I did this in the live class, we called it, when we got to this point, we called it box yoga because we have poses. So I'm going to take this box and flip it over so that the inside, see, when I call it the inside, anything that you score, there's a side that stands up and then there's a side with a divot. The side that stands up, or the mountain side, is the side that I want to put towards the table, okay? And then I'm going to put glue on 4 of these tabs. So, and I'm going to be generous with the glue, which means it might take a second for it to set up. You won't see me put like that kind of glue on a card because it tends to take the glue and bend the paper. So, but in this case, we need it to hold the box together. And I love the liquid glue for boxes. That and tear tape are our 2 best glues for boxes. I'm going to take these 2 sides of my boxes and flip them backwards to make it easy to pick up my box because we're going to do box yoga. Okay, let's get ready to do pose 1. We're going to take the box like that's the bottom of the box, and we're going to take the sides and bring them down and in because that glue needs to stick to the flaps that are on the bottom of the box right now. So I'm going to take the other 2 pieces and bring them in and try not to get my fingers on them. See? Haha. Wow, I did that on a video without getting full of glue. That I think I'm impressed. I haven't even finished my coffee. Okay, so now once I get all of that in place, this is why I call it box yoga. We need to sit and hold it for a second. So this is pose 1. We're just going to sit and have a chat now. Good morning, Daverdoo. Hey, Deb. Yay, the box. Well, Deb did this in class, and I don't expect anybody to remember it the first time, but 1 and 3.5 inch box. That's really all you need to remember this one. So that was yoga pose number 1. And my box is really starting to set up now, but because it's liquid glue, it does take a minute for it to set up. So I'm just going to make sure it feels, the outside of the paper feels damp to my hand. So that means it's going to be, okay. So now box yoga pose number 2, I'm going to open the top of the box and flip it over so that the box is open on the bottom, because a couple of people somehow flipped this inside out and had the tabs on the side. So to avoid all of that, the finished product is these are going to come in and down, and it's going to kind of hug the outside of the box. So these have to sit on top and remain like, so that we keep the integrity of the box kind of square, right? So with that, box pose number 2 is the box is open and the cover is facing the table. Yoga. I don't know how to say it. I was saying it wrong in class. Namnasti. I don't know. I know how to spell it. Too bad, like, I can't get you guys to say it for me. So instead, because I don't say that, I'm just going to say wusa. It's going to be yoga. Box yoga is different. We'll make up our own. But this is pose number 3 because I've got the glue on the box and it needs to set up. So it's right under where my fingers are. So that's box pose number 3. You touched the crying face. Janelle, that's okay. You're laughing so hard you're crying. I know. You're laughing at me trying to say namnasti. Or I don't know how to say it. I shouldn't even try. I should go to yoga. But box yoga is different. We're going to own it. This is ours. Okay. That's too funny. Okay, so I'm opening this up, and on the back of my box, while I was doing my box yoga, I noticed that I had these little slices left over, and that's okay, because we can just clean up anything that's hanging out. It'd be nice if we could do that, like, when we're getting dressed in the morning. Hey, that's hanging out. We'll just take a little slice off. A little bit there, a little bit here, and look, it tucks in so neat. That's so funny. Okay, so part 2 of this project was the decoration, and we had 4 different sentiments on the table. Let me show you all of them. There was season of thanks to an A+ teacher, you make me smile, and feel better soon. Janelle, I think if you actually hit another emoticon, that it'll change it. So, like, if you go back and you click the like button again, and you can change what your emotion was. Isn't that funny? But if not, we'll know it's the darn computer, and we'll just... There are some people that put, like, angry faces on them, so the sad face is okay, I guess. Gotta be sad some days. So this part that's going to get attached to the box also is going to get attached to the matching card. Isn't that cool? When I was originally doing these, we were wrapping the ribbon around the whole white piece, and they started to come loose, and the more you pull on these, the more they fray. So we decided instead that we were just going to make a knot. So there's one knot, and all you do is you tie it in a knot, keep it nice and loose, and give it a trim right off the roll. And so we can glue dot these on our white after. And because the box is 2.5 by 3.5, we have some white papers coming in that are 2.25 by 3.25, and I'm going to take 2 because I want one for my card and I want one for my box. This came from the paper in the holiday catalog. On one side it's red and on one side it's green. So it makes punching out an apple pretty cool, because I'm punching out a red apple from my teacher. I got my computer closed here. Good morning, Ani. So Leonie Schroeder, she's all the way from Australia visiting this morning. I love the internet. It makes the world smaller. She's one of my buddies from the incentive trip. We hang out. And then, same thing with this one. So we need to punch out 2 apples. And I am going to discard these little stems. Although they're cute, somewhere on the table I have brown ones. So I'll look forward to finding those. Oh, and I did forget a step on my box. Where'd it go? Okay, so now that the box is done, I took a 1/2 inch circle punch. and I found the middle. I tried to do this before I assembled the box the first time, and I couldn't seem to get it in the middle. So I would recommend assembling your box before you take the 1/2-inch circle off. But this is kind of a nice finish to the box because it shows you where to open it. Okie doke. So how about You're So Sweet this morning? So this is actually from, actually I like this. I'll go Thankful for You each day. So I used 3 or 4 different stamp sets with Club because they could pick whatever they wanted to put in the corner. So I'm going to say whatever fits is what you could use for this. And when we got going, a couple of people were having trouble stamping on the apples. So what we do for that is we lay the apple stamp on the table face up, and we ink up just a little bit, tap, tap, tap. So now the ink is on the top, and we're going to treat this like a background stamp. For this to work, you have to commit. You're the boss. So you got to treat it like you're the boss, and you just got to commit and drop it on. If you get too worried about missing, you'll miss. So don't do that. We're going to lift that off. See, and I'm a little bit off, but it's not bad. And I'm going to do it again for the card. But that's how I do a lot of, like, when people take classes, and I include the die cut. But I tell them, you're the boss. There we go. So there's my 2 apples all stamped. Let's see if I can find that. I unpacked after the fundraiser, and the table is still a small disaster. Something's gonna fall on the floor, just so you know. All right. So I'm gonna put these up on my box so I don't lose them. What do you do sitting in front of the TV? Well, I punch apple and pumpkin stems. When I'm putting these together, I had somebody in class telling me I was doing it upside down, but when I put these together, I thought, I'm pretty sure that the apple stem is little on the bottom and that the pumpkin stem is big on the bottom. You guys can correct me. Laura, I can't get enough of these apples. And by the way, this morning's coffee is Phuket, in case you were wondering. I think that might be my favorite mug because I end up with it more times than not every Tuesday morning. Let's see. So I'm going to do that again. I did it quick because we were chatting. If you're gluing something together that has little tiny parts, the easiest way to not get glue all over your hands is to put the liquid glue, flat on top of your larger item. Then stick the item that you want to it. It's going to still be wet when I'm putting the cardstock stem on it. But that's how it goes together. And you can see I've already put one together that has dimensionals on the back. My kind of dimensionals. Because the apple is red, I'm going to stick the green side to the paper. I love that. Isn't that cool? Like, it just makes me totally happy that you get the stem and the apple out of the one paper. Kills me. It doesn't take much. I'm totally happy. My husband and I are both on our own things, and there's no door to my studio, so you may hear him chatting in the back. We can be sure to say hello to his business associates as well. So if you hear him chatting, you know what's going on. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take off the dimensionals and put them on our piece. And then we just need a glue dot for those pre-tied bows. And then we're looking kind of like this. Okay. So then once it's all put together, we can put it on one of the boxes. I have a few boxes on the table that are already started. Okay, so that's the box. Next, we're going to make the card. And I have those packets right here. This card is awesome. The layout is so super easy because it was a red inside. I made a quick insert. So this is just 5 1/4 by 4. So that's all stuck in. And then this is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So that you get 6 out of a piece of paper on that one. And when I was designing for club, I was really tired and I was looking for a cool layout. And I couldn't find anything that had a rectangle in a sketch online that was this big. It was making me crazy. So this one actually came out of my head. I actually probably should make a sketch out of it. It's that cool. This was 4 1/4 by 1, and I just punched it. So I think it takes off maybe 1.5 inches, the punch itself, when you punch with the triple banner punch. But I love how it just lays over. And I think I'm going to take it, I'm going to make it a little different today. I'm going to take it over just a little bit. And maybe down. Ooh, it moved. My base moved. Hang on. So that's one thing about liquid glue. You really have to wait till it sets up. But you do have a second to move things around if you change your mind, like I do frequently. And then I'm going to put this on so that it's centered 3 sides. What do I mean by that? Well, when I lay the red on the white, the contrast, the 3 sides is an equal distance on 3 sides. So I've got this one hanging over, which is another cool idea. Like this one's not. And then when we lay our card together, it's going to come together like this with the bow on top. I don't know where my knot went. I'll just tie another one. That's one thing that's easy about these. Oh, there's another one right there. Yay. I told you I made a few of these. Oh, I gotta get my fingers around it. There. So this can go on my card, and this is the matching box. So that is the second project this morning, and it's super easy, and this also fits on the top of the boxes. So it makes a great gift set, and you can change it up for any season. Like I said, I made one with the stuff that's coming out on Friday, the Christmas rose. Ah, there it is. Here's a better look at that. And I used the matching gold ribbon that came with that, and then these little embellishments, which I can't get enough of. We also used these embellishments in club on the pumpkin card, which I am gonna pull in right now. We did this card, and my bow sort of got smushed when I put it in the bag, so let's make one. So I have a host code coming up, and I'll put it in the title of this video, and anybody that makes a purchase by Friday, $25, I'll send you the packet for these 3 cards, all cut and scored. The box I'll probably have to fold over to mail to you, so you'll probably get it more like this in the mail, or maybe even like this in the mail. Yeah, that's probably likely. So I can fold it down and get it to you in one piece. Okay, where's my glue? We're gonna start. This is kind of cool. I cut up a couple of patterns from the Brights, I think it was. Oh no, this is Regals. They changed the colors on me, so Old Olive now falls in the Regals. But I'm gonna just set this down across my cardstock. It's embossed with that tree embossing folder. I'm sure you guys know what it's called better than I do. Let's see. And then I'm gonna stamp that Thankful for You stamp again. Like I said, anything that fits. There's a whole bunch of them. There's the Feel Better Soon from one of them. You're So Sweet. You Make Me Smile. All of those. Okay, and then for this guy, I need a bone folder, and it's lost on the table, so I'm going to grab one. Let's make more of a mess on the table. So how did I get this to this? Well, you kind of crumple it and you treat it like ribbon, but you take your bone folder and you just go crazy. And you can do it in sections. You don't need to do it all at once. Woo, love that. And the crumplier, the better. So Pooh Bear would say that. The crumplier. I just made up a word. Mary's blocking her ears. Hey, Linda. I kind of did this because you're in Florida, just so you know. This was club. Okay, so when you get to the ends and you're all crumpled up, give them like a decorative little snip on both sides so you can have a cool... Oh, that wasn't at an angle. Let's try that again. I need to beat an angle. So again, this is just 4 1/4 by 1/8, and you crumple it up. And I'm going to stick this on here. And then this thing gets kind of just liquid glued. And I did leave a little bit of give under there. So, ready for this? It's not for the faint of heart. We're going to put the liquid glue like on the yucky. Put it under there and let it dry for a second. It's a pumpkin stem. It's supposed to look messy. Too funny. So we'll pop this up on dimensionals and attach it to the card, and then we'll use a glue dot to attach this on and then add it to our base, and that's it. Well, I did use some of the gold embellishments, and again, all of this would be in your pack. If you place a $25 order this week, I'll send you the kits for the... I hope I didn't lose you guys. Oh my gosh. I forgot to hit the do not disturb. Gotta love the telemarketers first thing in the morning. Super cute. I was stuck to my finger. But yeah, those are the 3 make and takes for this week. And I will post the host code in the description of the video. And I thank you for coming along this week and every week. And thanks for all the support with the fundraiser on Saturday. Our total is crazy. Like I said, I keep hoping that somebody will look at that total and push us over 8,000. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm okay with the total where it is. It's unbelievable when a bunch of crafters come together and do something. So there's a lot of people to thank. Actually, I should flip over and say that. There are so many people to thank. Actually, there's a good portion of you that already donated, and I appreciate you all. And it's crazy when crafters come together what we can accomplish. So, hey, Donna. So I hope you enjoyed this morning's box and card. Those were all of our club things. And Linda, your package, I will put your... that's a good question, Mary Jo. It's perfect for a gift card. So it does. It fits a gift card. The one Rhonda sent me had chocolate in it, so you could put whatever you want. If you wanted, you could probably fit necklace or the Alex and Ani style bracelets would not fit, I don't think, because it's a little bit short of that, but it's a perfect gift card, credit card size. So feel free to send the credit cards along. Just kidding, that's a riot. That's too funny. So thank you, everybody, and it was good to see you. And Donna, I miss you. Good to see you on. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I will be back next Tuesday morning to hang out and show something new. Hopefully, I won't be stuck in jury duty. Talk to you guys later. Thanks.